Hey everybody, just want to say hi and tell everyone I hope they're doing well through this whole situation, and miss you kids, and hope that we're back in school soon. So I have a list of things. One thing, my first comments are to the parents and kids. I'll get to you right after that. So I hope everyone's doing well and staying well. And then I also wanted to say, as a parent, don't worry. Things don't always go as planned. I've seen some elaborate lesson plans that parents have set out, or schedules that they've set out to do different things throughout the day. And as a parent and a teacher, I know it doesn't always go the way you plan. So relax, take a step back. If you have a bad day or you don't get to schoolwork, it's okay, because the next day you can pick right up where you left off. You know, some kids, every kid is different. I have 3 children, and they all learn differently and all have different things that they like to do and don't like to do. Some like electronics, some don't. Paper and pencil, whatever's going to work. You know, there's no right way or wrong way to make this all work. So I know how frustrated I've gotten over the past few days just trying to get a few things started. So again, don't worry, it will be fine. Anything you expose them to is going to be great. And I apologize, I have some notes here to make sure I get all my points across, so I'll be looking down occasionally. There's hard copies and food at school, so if you want hard copies of the work, it's mostly set up for people without devices or internet, but if that would work better for you, you can run in and pick that up. And there's food, bagged lunch, and bagged breakfast each day at school if you would like to go in and get it. If you have trouble with transportation, you can call the school and they can see if they can get something arranged for you. Check the website for updates. I know as a teacher, we've been in for meetings and working to get all this stuff set up. And we were in a meeting, and as that meeting was taking place, by the end of the meeting, the information had changed. So we're finding things out, and things are changing as fast for us as it is for you guys at home. So my advice would just be to stay tuned to the website, and I'll be sending updates as often as I can. Also, from 8 to 3:30, we're available for your questions, concerns, any kind of help that we can be for the information that we've been sending out. I'll be posting these live videos and updates for you guys if it's helpful. I have behind me, I've kind of set my home office up into a makeshift classroom, so I have like a morning meeting behind me that we usually do. And I thought maybe I would do a couple morning meetings for the kids here and there just to kind of keep them in the routine. And you know, if you want to know how our day's set up, if you want to know how long I think, you know, everything's pretty much laid out on the website. But if you know, have questions about levels, questions about, you know, anything that I can help you with, let me know. Book recommendations, things like that. And the kids know what they like. They've been reading at school and finding favorite series and things that they like. Okay, so the next part is for you guys, boys and girls. So like I said before, I miss you tons. I miss you coming in the morning and being able to greet you, our morning meetings to find out all your exciting news at home. I just miss being in the classroom with you guys. So I hope you and your families are having fun, though, and learning tons. Remember, like I always say, it's important to keep your learning forward. And even though you might be having a bad day, maybe you don't feel good, you have a headache, couple things to remember. Always keep a smile on your face. That makes things tons better. Share your smiles, and get outside. You know, fresh air is going to help everything usually. So get outside. If you Wi-Fi will reach out under the porch, work on the porch. Go play outside. One thing I thought you guys could maybe do, we've been talking about signs of spring at our morning meetings. You know, maybe you could post some pictures to remind, or if you guys get on that Facebook page that I'm setting up, you could post some pictures of signs of spring. Maybe the trees are starting to bud. Maybe you saw a robin in your yard. Maybe, you know, if you have a cow or a horse, they're shedding. Things like that. So that would just be something you could do. It's a little sciencey and some outdoor fun. Also, I thought I'd like to tell you, it's like when Mr. Rounds has to go to a meeting and you have a substitute, and they come into the room. They don't always do things the same way Mr. Rounds does. And that's kind of like the same with your parents. They may have learned it a different way than we're teaching it in class. They may have new ideas or games. So do your best. And when we come back, we can all share different ways that we learn things. Maybe we could do guest teachers and you could show us how your parents taught you to do a math problem, and things like that. So just like math problems, there's tape diagrams, there's number bonds, there's the vertical way, there's the arrow way. There's always different ways to learn and master new things. So, you know, check out some new things. Your parents were second graders one time too, and they might have some really cool ideas and ways to help you make those connections and learn new things. Two big things we do each day are math and reading. So make sure you're trying to get those two things in for sure. But, you know, remembering handwriting and like we've been doing opinion writing. So maybe if you want to go outside for a little bit longer, stay up a little longer, that's some things my kids have been asking for, then you could write an opinion like, in my opinion, we should have a later bedtime because, and then state some facts. You guys know how that works. So spelling too, word work. You know, if you know how to spell the word rat, you can spell the word cat. You can spell the word mat. Things like that. Word families, anything like that is always good. And there's always links and ideas on the web page. And if you can't, and you have to use scrap paper and construction paper or whatever works, that's always still good stuff too. And if there's something you don't have that we're recommending you use, like a red crayon, you know, do the best you can. It's not going to make a big difference in the learning process. Science and social studies, I talked about going outside looking for signs of spring. Life cycles, you know, things that we've already covered are there if you go out and look. In social studies, lots of the science and social studies things you can do virtually. You can go to museums, you can go to zoos and things like that. So that can always be a fun way to learn about those things. And then if you get hard copies, in all the hard copy bags, there are some weekly readers. And I think you can probably access Weekly Reader online. So, and read some of those. But there's lots of sites where you can have, you know, actresses and sports stars read stories to you. There are places where you can find science and activities and things like that to do. So look and see what's out there. And if someone finds something great, we can always share it on one of the Facebook pages or on Remind or whatever, you know, way we can get it across to everybody. And I know my kids have liked ABC Ya and Starfall have been two of their favorites recently. And like I said, that's not exactly what I was hoping they would be doing. iReady is a great resource, and there's links to that on the website. And that is nice because it will keep you on your level. It will keep giving me data so that when we come back I'll know where we are and what we can do. And you know, if you want some ideas of other things, like I said, please reach out through Remind or send an email, any way you can. But if you need something, let me know. And boys and girls, just so you know, there's like pink snow boots, pink snow pants, hats and gloves, and a few other things in our classroom. And if there's something you really need, or you'd like me to get it to you somehow, I'm glad to work on that for you as well, if it's something important. So I will be trying to keep these updates, maybe read a couple stories. You know, whatever you think you might be interested in, send a message and I will try to make it happen as best I can. I was going to show you real quick the morning meeting. This is an old one that I just pulled out of the classroom. I got it to work with hangers. So we usually do good morning, and we usually talk about the date. The month is the third month of the year, 10/2020. This was before we left. We talk about today is Tuesday, day 5, which that won't make any difference for us right now. And we have music and inside recess, but you could talk about some things you wanted to do that day. That's what I'll talk about. Bad news, good news. Sometimes I do a math problem and make me proud. I usually say something about being kind and love Mr. Rounds. So guys, just so you know, that will be something we can try to do once in a while. So that wasn't the best video of the morning meeting poster, but you get the idea. So I'll see about doing some of those, and we'll try to stay in contact as much as we can. All right, and again, here for you any way I can help out. Just keep me posted, and we'll get right on that. All right. Again, I miss you all, and I hope you're having a great learning experience at home with your new teachers. and I'm glad to support you however I can.